You're holding your phone. A faint glow from the screen washes over your face. A message waits there, half-formed, pulsing like a heartbeat caught between intention and action. Your thumb hovers above the keyboard, ready to release words that feel urgent, necessary, undeniable. Maybe the message is sharp with anger. Maybe it's soft with longing. Maybe it's the kind of late-night reply that feels harmless in the quiet, but will echo in the morning. Before you press send, pause. Because once a message leaves your hands, it stops belonging to you. It travels outward, permanent in a way our moods never are, capable of carrying a version of you that exists only for a moment, yet might live in someone else's mind for years. Almost everyone has learned this lesson the hard way. We've fired off a text in a storm of emotion, only to wake with the weight of regret. The ancient Stoics warned about moments like these. Seneca wrote that it is easier to keep destructive passions out than to rule them once they enter. In other words, it's far simpler to hold your tongue or your thumbs than to fix the damage after a hasty reply. In a world where screenshots last longer than apologies, the wisdom of that pause is even more vital. Technology trains us to react instantly. A vibration in your pocket feels like a command. Someone reaches out and you feel compelled to answer, as if silence itself were an insult. But urgency is almost always an illusion. The person who texted you can wait. The conversation will still exist an hour from now, or a day from now, and if it truly matters, it will matter even more after you've taken the time to breathe. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Those words were written long before smartphones, yet they fit the tiny glowing screen in your hand as if he had predicted this very moment. The space between receiving and replying is where self-mastery lives. In that space you are free. You are no longer a slave to the ping of a notification. You can let reason catch up with emotion. You can see the bigger picture, the relationship you're protecting, the dignity you're preserving, the peace you refuse to trade for a moment of impulse. Many of life's biggest regrets are born in seconds. Many of life's strongest decisions are born in silence. When you stop to breathe, something remarkable happens. Anger softens, longing reshapes itself, fear becomes a quieter whisper. The Stoics called this emotional alchemy, transforming raw feelings into something steadier and wiser. You can still write the message, pour every thought into it if you need to, but leave it save it in a draft, or in a private note. You will have honored the feeling without giving it the power to wound. Sometimes the act of writing is enough. You've said it to yourself, and that is all that was truly required. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. It is a statement of control in a world that constantly begs for reaction. In relationships, silence often speaks louder than any reply. When you refuse to be pulled into someone else's storm, you show that your peace is not negotiable. People notice that kind of strength. Some grow to respect it, some drift away. Either outcome serves you, because your calm is intact. The person who waits for a response learns more from your quiet than from 100 hurried texts. Think of the times you have chosen not to reply, and later felt grateful. The relief came not from winning an argument, but from keeping your dignity. The message you never sent could not be misread, twisted, or it remained yours. That is real power. The ability to decide what leaves your mind, and what stays within it. There are practical ways to guard this power. Turn off instant notifications, so that every buzz isn't a summons. Type your reply if you must, but leave it in drafts for a full day. Give yourself a breathing rule. 3 deep breaths before opening a message, 10 before responding. Ask yourself quietly, will this matter in a year? If the answer is no, it probably does not deserve a reaction today. These small rituals transform your phone from a trigger into a tool, from a master into a servant. The world rarely celebrates the message unsent. Social media rewards quick retorts and clever comebacks, but rarely honors quiet restraint. Yet history remembers those who mastered themselves more than those who merely mastered words. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but reminded himself daily that anger and impulse were the true enemies. He kept private journals, not public rants. His legacy is wisdom, not the echoes of rash replies. You may feel that silence will be misunderstood, that someone will think you're weak, that they'll invent stories about why you didn't respond. Let them. Their interpretation belongs to them, not you. Epictetus said, "We cannot control the opinions of others, we can only control our own judgments." The courage to let someone else misunderstand you is a sign of real strength. It means you are no longer negotiating your peace for their approval. Sometimes the hardest part of holding back is the heart itself. Perhaps you want to reach out, not in anger, but in love. Perhaps you miss someone who has grown distant, and the phone in your hand feels like the only bridge left. Even then, the pause matters. Love expressed in desperation can push someone further away. Love expressed after reflection carries weight and dignity. When you wait, you give your words a chance to match the depth of your feeling, rather than the panic of your fear. There will be moments when silence feels unbearable. You'll stare at the screen, the unsent message like a stone in your chest. In those moments, remember that silence is an action. It is a decision. It is not nothing. It is a powerful something. It tells the world, and more importantly yourself, that you are not ruled by impulse. It declares that your worth does not depend on anyone else's immediate response. You can transform this waiting into something beautiful. Go for a walk. Let the sky stretch wide above you. Feel the ground steady beneath your feet. Each breath is a reminder that life is larger than the digital drama in your hand. The person who texted you is living their own story. You are living yours. You are not obligated to merge those stories on demand. And when the right time finally arrives, if it arrives, you will know. Your mind will be clear. Your heart will be steady. The words will come from a place of choice, not compulsion. And if the time never comes, if the message remains unsent forever, that too is a form of completion. Not every thought needs an audience. Not every feeling requires a witness. Now look again at that glowing message. Feel the urge to respond. Recognize it for what it is, a fleeting emotion, not a command. The Stoics were not against love or connection. They were against slavery to impulse. They believed that dignity lives in the pause, the moment when you choose wisdom over reaction. Your power is not in the message you send. It is in the self-control you keep. If, after reflection, you still believe your words are kind, necessary, and timely, then send them with a calm mind. But if even one doubt lingers, honor that doubt. Close the app. Set the phone down. Step outside and let the world remind you how small this moment really is. Listen to the sound of your own breathing. Feel the strength of a decision not to act, because sometimes the most powerful statement you will ever make is the one you never send. Wisdom lives in the pause. Let the pause be your reply.